Maybe they changed it. They had a bunch of complaints. Okay, welcome everybody to our Wow Wednesday, our testimonial call. Dr. Sheila and I are both very glad that you are here. The purpose of this call, just so if you're new here, I think everybody here that's has been on these calls, but the purpose of these calls is to share whatever testimonials you have on anything that Solex has. It can be the scanner, it can be the Cepheid dots, it can be the inner illuminator, it can be the 660 band, it can be about the supplements that we have because we have amazing supplements. It can be on anything that Solex has. So we welcome you here. We're glad you're here. And when I open it up for the call, just unmute yourself and share away. First thing I want to share though is our disclaimer. Let me get in there and share that with you. And our disclaimer is that the AO scan technology is not a medical device. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. If you are sick, please consult with your healthcare provider. So with that being said, I just want to go ahead and stop the share on the screen, and I'm just going to open it up and let anybody share whatever testimonials that they have. And if Dr. Sheila, if you have anything you'd like to add to what I said, feel free to add that before we open it up.
Just excited that you're all here because this is a powerful call. We all learned so much from that. I know we've been doing this since January and we've missed just a few nights due to travels and things, but every single call we learned something. So we appreciate you taking the time to show up and share your experiences because we need to hear from people and we need to learn from each other. So thank you.
And I do have to add something. It was on my 3-day training that I'm doing. I'm doing a 3-day mastery call, sharing everything that there is to share about the scanner. And there was a couple of people on there that actually joined our Wow Wednesdays from time to time, and they said, I cannot believe all the tips and things you guys share on that call, and it has helped her immensely with her own scanner business. So these calls impact people in different ways. It could be the things that we're sharing, the tips, the tricks, things like that we're all doing, because everybody has a different way of doing things. So feel free to share some of the things that maybe you're doing that maybe is outside of the box, because it's that outside of the box thinking that actually gets amazing results. So feel free to share. Hi, Donna. Welcome to the group. We're getting
Hi.
Now.
Thank you. Here you can see me a little bit better. Hi.
Glad to have you. Glad to have you.
Thanks.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. If anybody has anything that they would like to share as far as a testimonial, go for it. Just unmute yourself and share. Come on, guys. I know there's somebody out there that's got a good testimonial.
So I was thinking I didn't have it this week, but I do actually, now that I think about it.
Awesome.
So someone that I know, this isn't even a patient or a client of mine, it went through COVID. And I was going to try to get him some of the supplements that I use for COVID, but he was feeling a little bit better. He just had, after day 3, he just had this nagging back pain that he said was just really, really bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, it was like a 7 or an 8. And then at nighttime, it would go to like a 9 or a 10. And it was very, very consistent. And so I had him send me all of the things. He wasn't in the scanner. I had him send me everything. And I always do a complete easy scan on somebody. And I try to do like 3 or 4 of them before I really start running Cepheids, but I didn't have time on this one. I did one easy scan and then I started running Cepheids. And I asked him how he was feeling maybe about an hour or so later, and his answer was, I told you it's about a 6, and it gets worse at night, because he didn't really understand what I was asking of him. And I said, I understand what you said, but what I'm asking you is to move around and tell me how it feels now. I could tell he was answering based off of his experience for the past day. And he started freaking out. saying like this really has gone down to about a 4. And it's weird. Like he says, I hadn't even noticed that it had gone down. And I said, okay, great. So I tweaked the playlist a little bit and I left it on for 2 more hours. And I asked him how he felt. And he said, I just don't feel any pain at all. It is completely gone. If I press, then it's annoying because I can feel where the pain was. But he said, it's the nighttime that just gets excruciating where I can't sleep. And so I said, I'm going to let this run all night. And so this morning, I forgot to ask him about it. I remembered around, I don't know, noon. Yeah, around noon. And when I asked him about it, he freaked out because he says, I just completely forgot I ever had that pain. I completely had forgotten that all of these things were going on. I forgot what happened yesterday. I just started like moving on my life. He said, the pain is a 0. There is no nagging thing left. It's just completely gone. And it was something that was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And he just expected that this would be his reality for a couple of days. I still have only scanned him one time. But I've been running Cephis off of that one scan. And it makes me wonder how much more powerful that would have been if I had gotten him in there a bunch of times in order to really, have the system recognize his frequency. But there's my testimony.
Yay!
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a great testimony. I have one where I had a gal that she was having kidney stones, and she was actually on my call today, and she's got a 3-day pass now, but she had kidney stones, and I think I had caught her message somewhere, and I said, my husband just went through kidney stones. I can actually help you with that if you're willing to let me help. And she goes, well, what do you mean by help? And I said, well, I have a frequency device that I can do some things remotely with if you're open to that. And she goes, oh, am I open? I'm all into that stuff. And I went, okay. So I told her what I needed. So she sent me her information, and I didn't even run a scan on her. I just did the kidney stone playlist on her, and I ran it for her consistently for 2 nights in a row. By the 3rd night, she said that she had a blood clot pass, which was kind of what Scott had too. She had a little bit of blood pass. Well, then the next day, I asked her how she was doing. She goes, well, I'm doing okay. She said there's still a little bit of pain there. But then she had went back to the doctor because she's under a doctor's care. And I said, no, keep going to your doctor. I'm not replacing what your doctor's doing. And so she went back to the doctor, and they did something. They said, you actually had a big, huge blood clot that was blocking the stone from being able to come out. And he goes, and I've never seen just a big blood clot like this form like this. And I thought, that's pretty interesting because Scott had the same thing happen. He had all this pain, and then all of a sudden he had this blood clot that passed, but he said he didn't see or feel any stones. But then he started getting better after that. So it just kind of, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, maybe the frequencies did something to kind of aid in that. And if she'd have given it just a little bit more time, it might have just come on out. So I thought that was a pretty good, but the fact is she's got a 3-day pass now. She's in my class, so she's learning about it even more. But that was just an amazing testimony in my mind. And then I've got Athena, the cat, that I'm going to start working on again. Allergies have hit her again. I'm hoping that these people realize, having a scanner and using it periodically can keep your family well. That way you don't have to rely on me doing, intensive scans, all the time. If you had one of these, you could be doing it every day and you wouldn't have all these chronic things come up, maybe, So anyway.
Exactly.
Well,
you guys made me think. I was going to share one from Kelly Larson on my team. She can't make these calls, but she shared with me this week something. She gave me permission, but my son's actually was a little Cool. We worked like we labored all Labor Day weekend. We really labored. And he developed a really bad earache on the right side. And he thought it was like an ear infection. And I'm like, well, you haven't been swimming because it'd been too cold. And he's like, no, well, they just got a new hot tub. And he's like, maybe the bubbles, the water coming up got in my ear or something. I don't know. So we did helichrysum because that is one of the most powerful oils, anything ear and neurologic. Oh my gosh. So we did all that. And he woke up the next morning and I asked how he was. And he said, it still really hurts. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. Why don't you send me a voice clip so I can run a scan? He's him hawing around. I think it's this and whatever. And I'm like, just send me a voice clip, please. So ran a scan. I'll be darned if his right ear didn't come up in 2 places, a 9 at the mastoid process and a 1 double nines and double 1 at the semicircular thing. So one was irritated and the other was not moving energy. And I'm like, well, isn't that interesting? I have no idea what caused that or what to do about it, but I'm going to build you a playlist. And I broadcasted all night. And the next morning, he was fine. He didn't think to tell me. And later in the day, I'm like, how's your ear? I've got the helichrysum oil because I had to use it for raindrops. And he's like, no, my ear doesn't hurt. I'm like, really? That's weird. I don't know.
Awesome.
It freaked him out because he hadn't actually got to see. I said, here, go in your email and look at that report. It shows your ear and what's going on. I don't know what it means, but
That's awesome, Dr. Sheila.
Yeah, they always forget when the pain. That's what I was telling my friend. When the pain goes away, the brain doesn't hold on to the memory of what was there. It's the easiest thing in the world to just let it go because you're back to that it's a higher vibration to not be in pain than it is to be in pain. And so the body doesn't want to keep dredging that up.
That's the truth.
But it's frustrating because we're sitting around like wondering and waiting, and we don't want to keep bothering people, and we don't want to ask. And then when we do ask, they're, oh yeah, no, I forgot about it.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. I love that. Hello, Carol. Thanks for being here. Anybody else like to share anything? Hi, Carol. Anybody? I'll share something I'm going to do in my scanner. I was sharing it with Dr. Sheila. You know how we've got our glasses, our colored glasses. When I was teaching my class today, I was talking to the people about, putting things in spaces and objects. Like I put my inner illuminator in there, and I've got my 660 band, and I have my terahertz in there. I have a bunch of different stuff in my spaces and objects so that when I broadcast frequencies, if I'm going to use my inner illuminator, let's say, then I'll put my inner illuminator picture in the as the target, and maybe have skin playlists broadcasting to my inner illuminator, and then you can use it that way. So that's just one thing that I was teaching, and I thought, oh, you know what else I could do? I could make a whole category for my glasses as therapy glasses and put all the different colors in there. And then if it comes up on my easy scan that I need to wear that colored glasses maybe all day, then that's what I'll do. So that's something I'm going to add to my supplements and therapies, and put a category just by itself with the chromotherapy glasses. So
genius.
if you can think of it, you can do it with the scanner. So
that's for sure.
I also have a bunch of homeopathic block cards that may be homeopathics that we don't have. I'm thinking about putting them in my supplement library as well. So there's a ton.
I put a lot of nosodes in mine that I use.
Yeah.
I have a question on that.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of Nairobi. I say it wrong, but it's Ashwami something. I've got probably 200 of their blend of homeopathic remedies.
Mm-hmm.
I tried putting a couple of them in, and on Easy Scan, Sheila, you said that was so huge. Oh yeah, easy scan. It gets a vital and inner voice and a comprehensive. Boom, like mind blown. So doing that, I do get 5 homeopathic remedies with the erase and imprint right there. But when the protocol that I've put in comes up, there is no ability to imprint. What did I do wrong? Because I want to be able to imprint into a liquid. What we do is we have a glass of water and we erase that glass, keeping the glass bare, then imprint the water with the homeopathics that come up and drink it. If we have those homeopathics, we will also go take them. But on the ones I entered, it doesn't give me the option to imprint. Where did I go wrong?
It
You
won't,
didn't.
because they'd have to be loaded by the company in the
Ah,
homeopathic library.
okay.
However, trying to think. I just learned from Becky Coots something that she does, and if I can think about it, because I have to really wrap my brain around how she does this, but
My Germans actually go into the Cephi program. So if it's
mhm.
coming up on your easy scan, they'll go into the Cephi program and they'll take the remedy on one part where it pulls it, scans it, and then put it into the glass of water. So
Yeah,
there's two screens there.
you can do
Okay,
it that way.
run that by me again. So I'm out in Cephi.
Let me share my screen and I'll show you.
I haven't done it, so I just watched
Okay.
them do it on a Zoom.
When you're in the Cephi program, if you have access to the homeopathic that you're speaking of, and it does come up in your easy scan that you need it,
Yes.
then what you can do is you can go here to, move this out of the way, go to your Cephi program, see this imprint button?
Oh,
So this imprint button, what you can do is you can put the source on the bottom. So whatever it is that you're wanting to move the energy from, to a glass of water, to a bottle of blank homeopathic pellets, to a piece of jewelry, to whatever it is that you're wanting to imprint.
okay.
You would put that homeopathic, whatever that is that you have, Carol, down here on the bottom screen, and then you would put either a glass of water or your blank homeopathic pellets on the top screen. So this would be the top and the bottom would be here. Let's say you put your source there and then you hit imprint. What it's doing is it's pulling the energy from your source, your remedy, and it's putting it into the other. Now I would caution you using homeopathics. I wouldn't put the whole bottle. I would just put 1 or 2 pellets of whatever it is that you have. I wouldn't put the whole bottle on the screen. I would just do 1 or 2 pellets and imprint that into your other pellets, because it will just negate everything that is in that other bottle of remedy, because you're putting it on electronic. So
Even if I use the original Solex device that has protections in it, just be cautious so we don't denature what we've got.
yeah, I have a ton of homeopathics. I got a whole kit of just tons of homeopathics. I personally won't do it like that. I will just put 1 or 2 on there, because I'm a fraidy cat. I've already invested all that money and I just don't want to do it.
All right, so after you've used the 1 or 2 pellets, do you just discard them?
You can take them. I don't see why you can't take them.
I'd
Okay.
take them. I wouldn't throw them away.
You could do whatever you wanted to, but yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to take them.
Okay. All right, thank you.
There may not be much left in it, if any, but or toss them, or yeah. I mean, it's whatever your intention and your mind is thinking. Do what fits best for you.
Okay.
It's all about intentions. So
Okay, so if I have a glass of water and I've put it on easy scan, I've erased the glass of water, so touching it or anything in that glass is now erased. we imprint the 5 things that came up on that, can I just lift that up and exit to Cephi and go out and imprint that water and then drink all of that? So I'm getting the 5 from the easy scan and the ones that weren't able to.
Yeah.
So touching the glass, because that's the recipient of the homeopathic infusion, is fine.
As long as if it's going to you. Now, if it's somebody else that you're making it for, Lauren has stated to let that person pick it up.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. Any other shares?
I
Anything?
have something.
Go for it.
So it's very recent, like just minutes ago.
Oh, great.
So this afternoon, when I attended your class, I only caught like the tail end because we had an appointment, but it was the most important part because I went in and did the playlist with all the tones for my son from this morning's scan.
Yeah.
And we just got home and we were just rained out at a game and just threw his whole schedule off. And he started to go into a behavior which leads to self-injurious and all kinds of stuff. So I hurry up and put that playlist on, and we made it through with no behaviors.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
something that I shared in the class today, just so that you guys can visualize. So this is my inner voice scan from yesterday, or it might be from today. These were the tones that were out for me, is this top bar here. But these are your supportive tones. So you could actually build a playlist with just the supportive tones. Does everybody know how to do that? Do I need to show you?
It's wonderful.
Yes, please show us. I'm lost.
Okay. All right. So you saw that D sharp, F, and C sharp, I think is what I had on there. So I did it today. So what I did was I made a playlist. And what I did was I actually put energetic clearing first, and then I put the different zones. And the way you find those is, let me go in here and I'll show you. So you'll name inner voice, and then just do 9, let's do 9-7, and I'll have one ready for tomorrow and I can edit it. So then down here is where you'll see the inner voice and the quick scan options that you can add to a playlist. You don't normally see these buttons until you're ready to make a playlist, okay? So that's the reason why a lot of people get confused and they're lost, like, well, how did you do that, Tammy? But you have to go in and create a playlist before you see these 2 buttons. So here's the inner voice tone. So here's D sharp, here is C, and I think there was F sharp in there or something like that. But then if you wanted to add energetic clearing to it first and energetic shield like I did, you can do that too. But here's my inner voice tones that showed up that are my supportive tones. So that's what Shelly did, is she actually took the supportive tones that came up in her son's inner voice today, made a playlist with just those tones, and broadcasted that for him, and that also supports. So that's just another little tip and trick that I've done ever since we had those available to us. So glad you tried that, Sheila or Shelly. God, that's amazing.
Yeah, me too, because it was easy to pull up. It was really quick and easy. And I didn't have to go to an email or anything else. And it was just quick and easy. So yes, I'm so thankful that I showed up at that point in the training today.
Well, go back and watch the rest of it.
I am.
Tammy, one of the things I'm doing, again, going back to Sheila and the easy scan, I do that. Somehow I knew that about the inner voice. So the 4 tones, I'll go out and I'll do the clearing, the inner voice. And then if there are any chakras out, I will list those chakras and play those tones. And then any meridians, Alice, Jardian,
Uh-huh.
has a page that she goes through the meridians with physical and emotional. And so I just muscle test, is it 1, 3, or 5? And I've regrouped them into columns. So I'll muscle test, is it odd? Is it even? And then once I get down, it'll, is it physical? Is it emotional? Is it 1, 3, odd, even? Is it 1? Is it 3? Is it 5? And then I'll play that. I'll add that into the playlist to support the meridian.
Nice. Good
So I-
job.
I get the inner voice, chakras, and meridians supported.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that idea. That's a great idea.
Genius.
Yeah. I have a chakra playlist that I've got stuff in that I will use. I love to listen to the chakra frequencies. They're kind of cool. If you've never listened to them, take a minute and listen to them. They're amazing. I love to listen to them.
What was that?
The chakra, um, the frequencies of the chakras, they're amazing to listen to. So listen, I mean, if you've never listened to the frequencies of them, I say go in there and listen to those frequencies. So I've got a playlist right here that's got all that, and I've got Aura Builder in there. But they've got a neat. They almost sound like, some of them sound like wheels turning. I don't know. It's just, I love to listen to it.
Ah, never thought to do it.
Try it. I've actually done guided meditations with this. So
Wow.
it is simply amazing.
Mm.
So, all right. Anybody else like to share? Just unmute yourself and share away. Nothing? Come on, guys. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Hi, I have a question on the homeopathics again.
Sure.
What about on the liquid combinations?
What do you mean? What are you asking?
How would you imprint those?
I would do it the same way that I showed earlier. I would do this imprint button and put it, you mean like if you have a liquid homeopathic and you're wanting to take some of that, just the energetic part of it?
Yeah, and it's a combination.
Say again?
It's a combination.
Yeah. I would do that very same thing. I'd put your homeopathic down here and then your glass of water up here. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, no, but would I take like the 10 drops and put it in something separate as opposed to using a whole bottle?
Yeah, you wouldn't do a whole bottle. No, you would just do a few drops. Yeah.
Whatever the dosage is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Any other shares? Ideas?
So while we're waiting for someone to pipe up, I'll share Kelly's the other day.
Okay.
I was getting with her and she said she'd been down with COVID for a few days. Said her symptoms weren't super bad, but she busted a blood vessel in her eye and it was really bizarre. The cool thing was before she got out of bed and looked in the mirror, her scanner had picked it up and then she took a picture. See if I can get this up here. So that was her eye. It was that whole side is red bloodshot. And then she got these pictures from her scanner. Oh, let's see here. Yeah. Whoops. This is so hard to do.
Yeah.
No double reds in either of them, but it was showing right where the issues were. Oh. And she just thought that was really cool. It never had any eye stuff come up on her scanner at all, ever. So the eye had been bothering her for several days and she dismissed it as allergies. After my scan, I got up and looked and my mirror and about passed out. So this is solid proof this stuff is legit. I've been showing everybody. That's what I was thinking about my son's scan with his ear, because the ears never come up.
Yeah, pretty legit. Yeah, I know when Scott was going through the UTI and the kidney stuff, his kidney markers were up into the 40s and 50s while that was all going on. And now that he's well again, his kidney markers are in the 20s and 30s. So it will definitely tell you. And when you're looking at the comprehensive, just realize that if you're seeing like 58%, then that means that the kidney's only working 48%, or 42%. So that's not a good sign. You want your kidneys working at their full potential. So you want to be closest to zero as you can get. But I don't know very many people that are sitting at zero with very many things in the scanner. So,
That's for sure.
yeah. All right. Anybody else like to share anything? We've got a few more minutes for the call. I keep looking at Sharon Hoke's picture. It looks like she's right there with us.
I know. I know it freaks me out sometimes because she's not moving.
Yeah, she's not moving at all. All right, Carol. Love you bunches.
See you soon.
Oh, wow. I just got a phone call from an old friend. It's like, oh, wow. I'll have to call them back.
Awesome. Somebody tell us something that you did this week with your scanner.
Yeah. Let's see if I have anything that I can tell.
I'll go.
Go for it.
Cynthia.
Hello. For me, something that I did with my scanner is with my 3-year-old. Now, although he loves doing our homeschool activities, we go to a homeschool co-op. He's excited all the way until he gets to the door, but once he's in the class, like he doesn't speak up, he gets really shy. And when I pull up for a scanner, he comes up with self-confidence. And we had a conversation, so I ran self-confidence while we were there. And he was raising his hand, he was answering questions. I mean, I was just looking in amazement, and I was like, oh, wow, like this is just so awesome.
That is awesome.
That's great. Well, I have to share about my grandson now. When you said homeschool, I was like, oh, I forgot about Samuel. We went to the time travelers thing this past weekend, and Mariah was letting me know that Samuel was struggling a little bit with his homeschooling. Now, Samuel has got I think he has a little bit, he's never been diagnosed, but Nance thinks he has a little bit of touch of autism. And I think that they'll find that out at some point if she even has any type of, which I don't think you need to have testing to know it. So, but he has a lot of the characteristics that some of these autistic kids have. Anyway, so she was letting me know that he was struggling a little bit with his schooling. And I said, well, it looks like Nance needs to get busy scanning him every day again and broadcasting his playlist for him. So she messaged me on Tuesday, yesterday. And she goes, oh, by the way, she goes, Samuel is doing so much better with his schoolwork. So whatever you're doing on the side is exactly helping him. And I'm like, awesome. So I am in the background, every morning. That's just one of the scans. I run a scan on her dog, Ray, because she's got a dog that and this is also another testimony, but this little dog is a rescue dog, but it's part pit, it's part something else, and it's part some sort of terrier because it's hyper as all get out. But it has bitten Maddie two or three times now, and my son is like, we're getting rid of the dog. I'm not going to keep this dog. And so she had put it up for adoption, and this was a few months back, but I told her, I said, you guys realize that I have something in, I just want feedback from them. I don't want to just run scans on people and never get feedback from them. So I told her, I said, if you will make sure to give me some feedback on how he's doing, then I'll give you the time and run the scan and send you the thing, as long as you let the dog listen to the tones every day. She goes, I promise, Mom, I'll do it. I'll do it because I want to keep Ray. I'm like, okay. As long as I've got you committed, let's do this. I've been scanning this dog every day. She lets him listen to its, or she lets it listen to its tones every day. She told me when we were gone to the time traveler, she goes, and you would not believe how much better Ray is doing. And I said, I know she's doing better because we were there just a couple of weekends ago. I didn't say anything, but I could tell that the dog is changing. So keep up the good work because this dog jumps on everybody and it's just a big dog. And she just, she's just hyper as all get out. And I think Maddie, she just jumps at Maddie and Maddie may just jump at her and that makes the dog feel threatened. So she lunges at Maddie and she bit her in the face one time, then she bit her on the leg another time. So I was like, let's work on this animal. So that is something that I do on the side for my family. I've started scanning them all the time as long as they give me some feedback.
That's
So many
awesome.
people that I work on, and it's like, if you don't give me some feedback, I don't know what's going on, and I feel like I'm just wasting my time.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, anyway, all right. Anybody else?
A question.
Sure.
Hi, Tina.
Okay, so hi. So I've been scanning both my dogs, and when their chakras are out, their chakras are clearly not like ours because we don't have paws and we don't have tails. What can we do to balance that? Is there something other or something soon to be in the making?
I think that there'll probably be something soon that comes out, but that has been something that I've wondered about too, because I've done that whole series on the dog chakras and the cat chakras and the horse chakras. And hopefully there'll be something that comes out. But I would just say, scan and optimize those areas, a couple times because you can just select those areas in their scanner. That would be
Tammy,
one way you could do it.
Tammy, would
Okay.
she be able to run that chakra playlist that you were talking about?
I don't see why not. It's just that it's just a little different than ours, but if you set the intention, maybe one of the things that you could do is maybe set, a small picture of the dog chakra picture on top of the scanner while you broadcast that playlist. It's all about intention, so why not?
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
And then
you can really amplify what the scanner does. Even, I mean, I learned this early on that if you have a picture of somebody and they actually sign the back of the picture with their name, and maybe you even have a little bit of their hair, maybe you have a nail or something, a nail clipping or something like that. Don't go as far as asking for their blood. Please don't do that. But they could lick an envelope or something with some of their saliva. You can put that on the scanner, and I'm telling you, you can amplify the effects by giving, putting something on the scanner. I've even written out affirmations while I'm broadcasting for somebody, and I put it on the scanner. I put crystals on the scanner. If I know it's a healing crystal like an amethyst, I've got one that I set here, and I will put that on my scanner while I'm broadcasting for somebody if they're really, really sick. So those are just some intentional things that you can do to help. So think outside the box a little bit, and I think you'll expand.
okay. And then I was the one that was requesting something on hotspots for my dog.
Oh, and I
And
forgot about that. I'll make a note and
yeah,
I'll
so did
send
I
it.
until everybody started talking about dogs or
Yeah.
animals.
I think I even started making that playlist. I may even have it made. Maybe I forgot to send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Nope, I got it. I got it.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And you told me to alter
Oh, okay. I did
one of the
send it to
things
you.
to another. Yes. Alter it to something else if that's not working. Well, I'm not sure how many days it is, but that spot is no longer red. Not to mention we do have a cone on her anyways, but it's no longer red and it's kind of dark, like healing.
Oh, yay!
But
Wow.
we took the cone off and she started at another spot on the opposite side. Yeah, she's a stinker to put it mildly.
Well, hot spots are indicative of there's an allergy or something. What are you feeding the dog?
Just store-bought
Yeah,
dog food.
that might-
Exactly what, I know that's part of the problem. I don't have anything. Outside of a couple years ago, we were feeding her per the vet's request because she wasn't eating anything. We fed
Mhm.
her white rice and boiled chicken
Yeah.
for like months and months until got her back. And
You might try that again just to see if those spots will clear up, because that sounds like she's irritated by something. Run her as a human and see what food sensitivities come up and see if any of that is in their food.
okay,
You can do that too. I mean, with kibble, it may not be real clear on what's in there, but
that's true.
you might be able to pick up some of the ingredients that show up on the scan as an irritant and go that route. You might even do the integumentary system in the body system scanner as a human in there too, and see what comes up. Even the
Okay.
inner voice, you can do the inner voice without them barking or no noise. I have done inner voice scans on my dogs just by running it in a very quiet room as a human,
Mhm.
and whatever comes up kind of gives you clues as to what's going on too. So try those
Okay, I'll try that this week.
things. Yeah.
I think yesterday was the only day I forgot to scan both my dogs. And now we were also thinking that it might be, we do have a new shepherd. She's a Siberian Husky. So we have a rescue German shepherd. So that might be giving her some grief. Who knows? She might be allergic to the shepherd.
New dog in the house. She might be having emotional problems because
That's
of
what I'm thinking.
new pet in the house. That's a real thing. You might hook up with an emotion code. I know Scott's looking for a few dogs to do. I just put Scott on the spot. Sorry.
Sounds good. Yeah, well, it's been a year and a half since we've had him,
Oh,
but she's little, princess and very spoiled. So yeah,
yeah, might be some emotional stuff.
Feeling
yeah, she's
threatened.
12 and he is going to be 2 next week.
Yeah, sounds to me like she's having some grief. So you might message Scott and say, "Hey, do you need another dog to practice on?"
Keep us posted.
Yeah,
I will.
yes,
Thank
please
you.
do. Please do. All right. Any other?
There's been a lot of studies done on the dog food, and I don't have any animals. I've got grand dogs and all, but that's all. I love animals, but the studies of the ingredients that are in the dog food and the amount of dogs that have died from the different dog foods, it's phenomenal. Little did I know that a lot of it was all coming from China, which is not very good news. But I'm playing the any of the things for them. The animals love it. In fact, today, I mean, here I am again. I don't have any animals, but I love animals. I was watching a German doctor, a chiropractor, do adjustments on dogs.
Mhm.
And it was wild because these dogs would be kind of sore and they didn't want to be touched. And when he would make that adjustment, I had to laugh every time I watched it. They would just stop and look.
Yeah.
And then
what
always they would just run
do?
away. They were so excited.
Yeah, I know my vet does chiropractic and acupuncture, so I always have that done on my dogs when I get a chance.
Oh, I think it's the very best thing.
It is.
It's the very best. And you
It
get
is.
their meridians and all straight on them. And
Yeah.
even Reiki. I mean, I'm a
Yeah.
Reiki master, and animals come to me. And as soon as they come to me, I put my hands on them and I can find those hot spots right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. I think I would take a look at that food though.
Yeah, I would too. If you think they're not doing mass depopulation with pets as well as humans, you're a little off base, because I think that they're targeting everything. And animals, we have such a big problem with, what, animal control and pounds and things like that it's just a sad state of affairs. It really is. I mean, when you hear stories like my little dogs and how these breeders are locking them up for 6 years at a time while they pump out these puppies. I mean, that's just a sick world we live in. It really is. So, all right. Anybody else want to share anything? We got just a couple more minutes left.
Tammy, I've got a question about Day of Discovery. Can I bring that up?
Sure, go right ahead.
Do we bring our illuminator and our Solex band, the light band with
You
us?
you can. I mean, I always bring my six. I don't think I brought my inner illuminator with me, but I mean, there has been times I've traveled with it if I'm in the middle of doing something, but you can bring it, no problem. I mean, as far as like having it at the event or needing it at the event, no, but your scanner you will need.
Okay.
Makes sense. Okay.
I don't leave home without my scanner.
Nope. Me either. Never. All right. Any other questions, thoughts, comments? All right. Shall we call it an end to the evening and get ready for
So,
Select's call?
yes.
All right. You want to close us out, Dr. Sheila?
Sure. Thank you all so much. This has been very educational, and I have learned a ton again. And please know that things that you think are small, I mean, just listening to people today, I started thinking of, oh my gosh, yeah, that and that, yeah, that. I don't care how small it is. It could be really big to other people. It could be something they just didn't think of. So understand every single thing your experiences is really important to share with other people, because I know my brain does not work like a lot of other people's brains, and I need to hear what you guys are doing and how you're using it to help me do better too. So we're learning and growing together, and I love that you take the time to be here and share. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I do too. And thank you all for being here. And we'll see you next week. We'll all be traveling. So we might want to, I don't know if we want to just reschedule, maybe follow up the following week, because I have a feeling we're all going to be really busy next week with Day of Discovery. So we won't have next week's call, but we will pick it up the week following. So and I'll put that in the group too. And I think Dr. Sheila will probably put it in hers as well. So just spread the word, not next week, but the following week. We'll be back on.
Thank you.
Yay!
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.